Welcome everyone, join us today as we pay tribute to the incredible life and career of Jeff Healey, a true virtuoso who redefined what it means to be a guitar legend. Despite losing his sight as a child, Jeff's extraordinary talent and unique playing style captivated audiences worldwide. So let's dive in. Jeff Healey, born Norman Jeffrey Healey on March 25, 1966 in Toronto, Ontario, in Canada. Adopted at 4 months old, Jeff Healey's adoptive father was a firefighter. Raised in the Toronto suburb of Etobicoke, he lost his sight by the age of 1 due to retinoblastoma, a rare eye cancer, leading to the removal of his eyes and their replacement with ocular prostheses when he was just 8 months old. He started playing guitar at the age of 3, teaching himself initially. Jeff developed a unique playing style, much like Fred McKenna's, by laying the guitar flat on his lap and fretting the strings overhand, similar to a lap steel guitar technique. His musical skills were highlighted at the age of 9 during an interview on the TV Ontario children's program Cucumber. He attended a boarding school for the blind from 1st to 7th grade and explored various music genres in his youth, including country, jazz, rock, and reggae. At 13, Jeff started performing in rock bands, including short-lived Toronto groups like Blue Direction. In 1983 and 1984, while attending Etobicoke Collegiate and playing in the senior stage band, he was selected for the Canadian stage band All-Stars. By the age of 19, Jeff had gained a reputation in Toronto as a blues rock prodigy. In July 1985, he was invited to join legendary bluesmen Albert Collins and Stevie Ray Vaughan on stage at Albert's Hall in Toronto, with Vaughan becoming a close friend. Focusing on 1960s-style blues rock similar to Jimi Hendrix and Eric Clapton, Jeff formed the Jeff Healey Band in late 1985 with bassist Joe Rockman and drummer Tom Stephen. The trio toured clubs across Canada, opened for the band in 1986, and gained industry attention in 1987 with their independently released single See the Light. In 1988, the Jeff Healey Band signed with Arista Records and made a dramatic international breakthrough with their debut album, See the Light. The album's launch was marked by a sold-out show at London's Marquee Club and appearances on American TV programs such as Late Night with David Letterman and The Tonight Show. The song Angel Eyes, written by John Hiatt, became a major hit, peaking at number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart and number 16 on the Canadian Singles Chart. Confidence Man also gained popularity, reaching number 11 on the Billboard Mainstream Rock chart. Jeff's extraordinary virtuosity was perhaps best exemplified by Hideaway, which was nominated for a 1989 Grammy Award for Best Rock Instrumental Performance. The band's rising profile led to an appearance as the house band in the Patrick Swayze movie Roadhouse in 1989, contributing 4 songs to the movie's soundtrack. The trio expanded their international touring schedule in 1989, including stops in Japan and Australia. That same year, See the Light received the Netherlands Edison Award for Best Foreign Rock Recording, and Jeff was nominated for a Juno Award as Most Promising Male Vocalist. The album was certified triple platinum in Canada for selling over 100,000 copies and achieved platinum status in the US with sales exceeding 1 million copies. In 1990, it was nominated for a Juno Award for Album of the Year, while the band won a Juno for Canadian Entertainer of the Year and a World Music Award for Best-Selling Canadian Artist. See the Light has since sold more than 2 million copies worldwide. The band's follow-up album, Hell to Pay in 1990, was another success, selling over 200,000 copies in Canada and more than 2 million globally. The album featured contributions from George Harrison, Jeff Lynne, Mark Knopfler, Paul Shaffer, and Bobby Whitlock. It included the top 10 Canadian singles I Think I Love You Too Much, and How Long Can a Man Be Strong, as well as a cover of Harrison's While My Guitar Gently Weeps, which reached the top 40 in Canada and charted in the UK. Around this time, Jeff established his own recording company and studio, Forte Records and Productions. One of the first artists he signed was Amanda Marshall, who would later be managed by Tom Stephen. In 1992, the band released Feel This, featuring guest appearances by Molly Johnson and Paul Shaffer. The singles Cruel Little Number and Lost in Your Eyes, a cover of an early Tom Petty song, both reached the top 20 in Canada and drove domestic sales to platinum status. In 1995, the band released Cover to Cover, focusing on their roots with blues and rock standards. They parted ways with Arista later that year and earned a Grammy nomination in 1996 for Best Instrumental Rock Performance for their cover of the Yardbirds' Shapes of Things. In 2000, Get Me Some was the trio's last studio album, succeeded by the live album, Live at Montreux 1999, released in 2002, with the concert DVD achieving gold status in Canada. They later released 2 box sets, Full Circle, the live anthology in 2011, a 3-CD compilation of performances from the 1989 Montreal Jazz Festival, the 1991 St. Gallen Open Air Festival, and a 1995 show at Toronto's Hard Rock Cafe. And as the years go passing by, live in Germany 1989 to 1995 to 2000, in 2013, featuring previously unreleased recordings. In 2013, they also released House on Fire, a collection of studio rarities and demos from the sessions of Feel This, and Cover to Cover, followed by Live at the Horseshoe Tavern 1993, in 2014. In 2001, Jeff opened a nightclub in Toronto called Healey's, which later moved to a larger location in the downtown entertainment district and was renamed Jeff Healey's Roadhouse, in which he performed regularly at both venues. With the exception of a performance with Sass Jordan at the Molson Canadian Rocks for Toronto SAR Stock Benefit Concert in July 2003, he moved in the early 2000s away from blues rock and towards jazz. He established Jeff Healey and the Jazz Wizards, and released 3 albums of traditional jazz tunes, Among Friends, in 2002, Adventures in Jazzland in 2006, and It's Tight Like That, also in 2006, all of which featured Healey on trumpet, trombone and guitar. In 2007, Guitar Player magazine highlighted Jeff's exceptional range and versatility, noting that he was unique in his ability to perform both the vintage jazz of Louis Armstrong on trumpet and the heavy electric blues rock of ZZ Top on guitar. The magazine also commended his incredibly smooth bends and vibrato. Jeff was a passionate record collector and jazz enthusiast, amassing a collection of over 30,000 records before his death. He described himself as a musicologist with a talent for playing music. In 1988, he began sharing his extensive knowledge of early jazz recordings through a radio program on the University of Toronto's FM channel. By 1991, he was hosting a national show on CBC Radio called My Kinda Jazz, which later moved to Toronto's Jazz, FM 91, continuing even after his passing. Known as one of the top blues rock guitarists globally, Jeff had performed with legends including Buddy Guy, B.B. King, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Eric Clapton, ZZ Top, Bonnie Raitt, the Rolling Stones, and the Allman Brothers Band. Personally, Jeff married Krista Miller in 1992, with whom he had a daughter, Rachel. They divorced in 1998. In 2004, he married Christy Hall, and they had a son, Derek. Jeff was preparing for a European tour with the Jazz Wizards in April 2008. He had been battling cancer and had undergone surgery on January 11, 2007, to remove metastatic cancer from both lungs. In the 18 months prior, he had 2 sarcomas removed from his legs. Sadly, on March 2, 2008, Jeff passed away from sarcoma cancer in Toronto at the age of 41. His legacy was honored with 2 charity tribute concerts in his hometown, featuring artists he had worked with and influenced, such as Randy Bachman, David Wilcox, Alana Miles, Jack Bruce of Cream, and Ian Gillan of Deep Purple. Shortly after his death, Jeff's first blues rock album in 8 years, Mess of Blues in 2008, was released and earned a Juno nomination for Blues Album of the Year. A live album, Songs from the Road, followed in 2009. His final jazz album, Last Call, recorded mostly before his death, came out in April 2010 and received a Juno nomination for Vocal Jazz Album of the Year. Later, a DVD of a concert with the Jazz Wizards, Beautiful Noise, was also released. Jeff was buried at Park Lawn Cemetery in Etobicoke, Ontario, in Canada. And there you have it. Thank you for joining us in celebrating the life and legacy of Jeff Healey. His remarkable story of overcoming adversity and his unparalleled contributions to music continue to inspire and resonate. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more tributes to the legends of music. Take care and bye for now.